Hey guys, MC Maximus here. We're on our third video for the command block tutorials. Today we'll be working on the /clone command. We're going to cover some of the /execute command today, and this should wrap up /execute. And today we're going to be working on /clone. And essentially, /clone is just going to move one build from one location to another. So today we're going to start off with our new guest today, Tretna. If you want to say hi for us.
Hey guys, what's up?
Alrighty, so he helped me out today with some of the builds. He also helped with some of the coding. So today, before we start off with our command blocks, we're going to go ahead and let Queen over here go ahead and try her little obstacle course. You can do it, Queen! Oh yeah. She did it! Good job, Queen. Want to give us a little jig? Getting it? Alrighty. So let's go ahead and get to our builds. Alright. So, today we're going to focus on something called a... So today we'll be focusing on the Lost Temple or Lost Tomb. So what I set up here is you've got two daylight sensors. Whenever a daylight sensor is set to blue like this, it's going to only work at night. So I'm going to give you an example of this. So if I just place a daylight sensor here, get myself a redstone repeater. If I set it up here, you'll get to see that it's on because it's daytime, and that's because it's yellow, as you can see. If I right click it, it's going to be blue, which resembles moon, and it's going to turn off and only work when it's nighttime. So that's what we've got set up over here. So we're going to look at the commands real quick. As you can see, it just simply says /clone -87, 50, 396, -102, 62, 385, -67, 67, 418. We'll get into what each of these numbers right here means in just a moment. Essentially, all it means is it's going to clone a temple at a specific location to another location. So let's go ahead and turn it nighttime. Time set midnight. And as you can see right over here, we've got our little temple and it popped up right in front of us. So what I've got set up in here, Tretna, if you want to go through this.
Alright. Which door you want me to take?
Let's take the right one. Let's test our luck.
Alright.
So he's going to go in and see if he can get the chest. And oh no, he got killed! Okay, so let's get him out. So let's show you what happened here. First off, when you get close enough here, pistons open up and you can see a little command block down there. So let's show you what this command block is. It's /test4 add p r equals 2, and we covered this in the last video. At p means closest player in a radius of 2 from this command block. So essentially all that happened is it sent a redstone signal to those pistons and opened them up. And obviously he had been duped. Alrighty. And then the other side is just a normal huzzah diamond. Alrighty, so once it turns daytime, this temple will disappear. So let's go into what those coordinates meant and how it disappeared. So over here we've got the -87, 50, 396, and then -102, 62, 385. So this is the bottom left corner of our build, and this is the top right corner of our build. So this is copying from the bottom left to the top right, which is the entire build. And let's go to the build itself and show you what that means. So down here is where the build is actually at. We cloned from this coordinate all the way up to up here. And the reason being is because it would target this entire build. And the reason we went 3 blocks down is because we had some redstone, like those pistons, inside of the ground. We had to go, this is very important, if you have redstone, you need to remember how many blocks you went down so that you can subtract from that on your ending location, so that the redstone actually goes into the ground instead of it being popped out. So over here, the actual coordinate for Y, which is this middle coordinate up here, is 70. But as you saw in our command block over here, we said 67 for the ending coordinates. And that's what this last 3 coordinates are, is your end coordinates. Where do you want the build to go after you've cloned it? Now, as you can see earlier, I stated that this is the daylight sensor. This is getting what's going to happen during the day. This is filling the coordinates where the temple is to air during the day so that it disappears, or seems like it does. But you have to remember there was redstone there. So we also have to remember to get rid of that redstone by filling the under part of that with grass. Alrighty. So that's essentially how the /clone command can work with day and night sensors. As you can see, midnight, temple shows up. Daytime, temple goes away. Alright, so I had a special request from a user on Reddit to make a campsite that simply appeared whenever you dropped a bed and then disappeared after a certain amount of time. So I didn't do the certain amount of time because I didn't want the player to just have it disappear in front of their eyes, and it would also be an extremely painful process to do so. So essentially what we did, if y'all want to come over here, we can just drop this bed onto the ground, and bam, you've got an entire campsite that pops up. Completely ready for the user. Now what's really cool about this is if we leave, Queen will have to get over here real quick. I'll teleport her over here. You see the campsite actually disappears. So let's get into how we did this. Alrighty. So this took about 10 command blocks. So it's not too painful to make something really, really cool like that. So, we've got something over here that says /execute, which we covered this last video. This is going to do a command at a certain point or entity. So it's going to execute at the entity type equals item and name equals bed. And it's going to do it at that coordinate, at that item's coordinate. It's going to test for block, or not colon, sorry, it's tilde, 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 and -1 grass. The reason we did -1 is because if you simply drop an item on the grass, it's going to test for this block. As you can see, it's outlined for that grass, not the block that's under it. So if you do -1, it's going to test for if the block that's under the item is grass, and if it is, we got into what chain command blocks meant in the last video. It's going to follow through these. So, the next command over here is it's going to execute at that item named bed, summon an armor stand named camp. When we get into the summon command, /summon armor _stand space, and then name it dog, then it's named dog. So anyhow, let's get past this. It's going to look for the item named bed, and then it's going to clone that campsite to whatever location the item was at. Then it's going to kill at E, item, type equals item, name equals bed. And the reason it's going to do that is so that it doesn't constantly clone that campsite where the item was. Now this one is the next part of the command. This is where it is looking for the armor stand. It's the name equals camp. At its location, it's going to test for a player within the radius of 50 of that armor stand. So this is going to execute at E, name equals camp, which is the armor stand. At its location, it's going to fill from its location 17 blocks out, 6 blocks up, and 17 blocks out in each coordinate with air. We got into the /fill command the other day. This is going to say /execute at E, name equals camp, tilde, tilde, -1, tilde, fill, 17 blocks out, 0 blocks up, 17 blocks out, at the same location with grass. That way, the gravel that you saw earlier actually gets turned into grass. So we'll show you this one more time. Boop. Turns it into a fully operationable camp. What's your opinion of this camp?
It's pretty nice. I think it should be called a deluxe bed instead of just a normal bed, in my opinion.
Seriously though, no kidding. To be honest with you, it's a really nice build. But essentially, once we get 50 blocks away from this, the camp's gonna disappear. And like we said, it's going to go 1 block under that armor stand and set all of those blocks that you saw that were gravel and cobblestone to grass. So let's show you the actual build itself for the campsite. It's down here, under the ground. So you can store this anywhere. Most of the time you need to do it underground so that the player can't find the build. That way whenever you clone it, it just appears as if it came out of nowhere. And I didn't show you what this was, so my apologies. This is testing for a player within a radius of 50 within the armor stand. And it's being inverted right here, so if a player is found, this is going to turn off this redstone torch. But if a player is no longer found, this is going to be not powered, and then this is going to turn on again, and then it's going to fill all of the stuff with air and grass. It's very important that that is a redstone inverter, because if it isn't, then it's not going to work properly. It's going to make it to where whenever it sees the armor stand, it's going to immediately fill it with dirt and grass, which is just going to get rid of the camp the second that it spawned. But anyhow, that's essentially how you would do it. So today's treat is going to be an explosive arrow, and by explosive, I can tell you this is insane. So you're going to get to see me code this one. We're going to get far away from our little camp area, because I do not want anything to bad to happen over there, because it's going to be insane. So let's go over here to this village and let's wreak havoc over here.
Should we throw our camp in here as well?
Say that again, sorry.
Should we throw our camp down here as well, so we wreak havoc?
Might as well, right? Let's get to it. Throw this little camp right over here. So now we got our little camp. Oh, and I forgot to mention about the /clone command. If you have it set up to where it's just normal clone, it's going to get rid of anything that's in its path. Like, just a while ago there was a few blocks right here, and it just said, nope. Anyhow, let's get to it. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to use /execute again. We're going to say /execute at E type equals arrow. And bracket tilde tilde tilde. So it's at its location. We're gonna summon. Actually, we're gonna test for it first. So let's do test for at E type equals arrow. This way we can make it a time bomb. We're gonna say repeat and always active. We're gonna get ourselves a redstone repeater and a redstone comparator. So what the comparator does with this command block is pretty much very simple. As long as you can think of this as a chain command block. If this command goes through where it says no targets match selector, if it finds an arrow, it's going to light this redstone repeater. And we're basically making a timer here. It has time to sit there for a minute and then it'll summon TNT. So control click, let's change it. We're going to do a chain command block here. And we're going to do /execute at E type equals arrow and bracket tilde 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 /particle. Alrighty, so I essentially had to skip the video a little bit because I don't actually remember every single particle that's in the game. But I went online and I copied every single particle that's in the game onto a sticky note that I have, and I will post them in the link in the I'll post them all in the description so that you all have free access to every single particle in Bedrock. I do need to note that some of them do not work, so you will have to test. I have to test every time I want to use one, which I just haven't gone through the painful process of weeding out the ones that don't work, which I will do at a later time. So, let's get into this. We're we're going to say repeat and needs redstone, because we want this command block to repeat, but we want it to have to wait until it goes through with this. So we're going to say slash execute at E, type equals arrow. We're going to want to make sure that everything is basically set to this arrow, so we're always going to be using this slash execute command, so that it doesn't just do it at a random location. And it's going to summon. We're going to use ender underscore crystal. The reason being is because this is the most powerful explosion we have in Minecraft. Then we are going to also put a command block right here that says slash execute at E, type equals arrow, once again, end bracket, tilde tilde tilde. We're going to say summon TNT. So to make this explosion more powerful, what I'm actually going to do is copy this command and let it wait a second so that it can spawn a few of these ender crystals before it summons the TNT. And the reason being is because if it summons a ton of these ender crystals and then summons the TNT, we'll have a bigger explosion radius, and it'll throw this TNT everywhere. Okay, and the reason it says unknown command, well, the reason is because I put 2 X's. 1 second. Make sure I summon it over here as well. Looks like Queen just left the game. Alrighty. So the last command here needs to be slash. We're going to make it a chain command so it happens immediately after. Slash kill at E, type equals arrow, and bracket. This way it's not constantly going off. And we will say repeat in case we put way too many arrows out. So this should do the trick. Let's get ourselves a bow out, Hunter. And we'll go insane if we really want to with that multi-shot.
So, I got a quick question.
Yeah.
Does it work with crossbows as well?
It sure should, because it's going to target any arrow in the game. So let's go ahead and get a crossbow. We're going to delve into another command here, which we're also going to cover this command in another video so that I can get it in bigger detail. So we're going to say slash enchant at A. Are you holding the crossbow?
Yes, I am.
Okay, it is very important that you hold the item that you want to enchant with this command. And remember that at A is all players. We're going to enchant at A with multi-shot, and I believe the highest level of multi-shot is 1. So if you read right here, we've got the player target, which we filled out, the enchantment name, which is multi-shot, and the enchantment level, which is 1. So we're going to press enter. So let's go ahead and do the quick charge, and I believe the highest level for this is 3. Are you holding your crossbow?
Yes.
Alrighty, let's get into it, shall we? Let's go ahead and load your crossbow back. What's your name? Are you ready, Tretna?
Yes.
Wreak havoc. Okay, as I can see... Yeah, as I can see, we've already got a problem. Something's wrong. Okay, I see what's going on here. We're not going to be able to use this particle command for this. We're going to have to make it a separate entity. So I'm going to kill all those arrows before we continue so that it doesn't happen before we shoot. End bracket and enter. Alright, so what we're going to have to do here is do this and have it as a separate thing going on. And we will do this, and this. That should do the trick. Are we ready to go again?
Yeah, we're ready.
Test number 2, wreak havoc. I do notice that it's not doing the particle effects, but it's doing that. It also didn't summon TNT, if you noticed that. Slash execute at E. Type equals arrow. I guess what we can do is we'll just control copy this, and then we will make this happen at a later date so that it can summon the TNT or whatever. I also noticed that it didn't do particles, which was interesting. Let's try something different. This is why testing is a very big thing with when doing all this. So let's go ahead and do this, get some redstone. And let's give this another shot, shall we? Here we go.
Alright.
Particles are working again. And that's working. Oh, that worked.
Well.
Woo! Alright, let's let it reload. You ready, Tretna?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Wreak havoc, man. Wreak havoc. Goodness. You know, there's really just a bunch of satisfaction with blowing a bunch of junk up. But, Tretna, to say the least, the one thing we can say at the end of this video is that we definitely played Minecraft to the max on this one.
Yeah, you can say that again. I'm still having bad feedback on my Xbox.
So, something that I do have to say is that our camp over here can't be beaten. I guess we're out of range of the command block. Let's go a little bit closer. Nope. Closer then, huh? Man, it just wants us to get right against that command block, I guess. There it goes. And now let's blow it up. That's just so awesome. There we go. I wonder if it'll set it back to grass. Nope. I guess I destroyed the armor stand. Anyhow, that's where we're going to end the video today, guys. Thanks for watching. Please make sure to like and subscribe. And as always, play Minecraft to the max. We'll see you next time.